Insufficient permissions. Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Okay, I guess that's on. That's on. A title.
Yeah.
That's on Facebook.
Oh, you
but
don't
okay.
need a title.
All right, guys. Hey, let me come straight at you about today's topic.
Yeah.
The rent is due. Going from panic to power. Okay, the rent is due. So, what are we looking at? Losing a job, it could feel like the ground has just disappeared from under you. Mm-hmm. But here's the truth: you haven't hit rock bottom. You're just hitting a reset. Let's give us a hand. Yeah. We're just hitting taking a pause.
That's
and
we're
going to hit the reset button.
That's what it is. Is there something that you've always wanted to do? Something that people often say, you should cook, you should sew, maybe you should. Maybe this is the time to really consider those things, especially when you don't have anything else coming. We're not saying don't continue to put your resumes out there or hook up with your contacts. Mm-hmm. But if you do have a hobby, something that you really care about, something that you really love, I say start on it. Don't be shy. Don't hide it in the closet. Let the world know. Just like the cheesecake. What was it? Cheesecake, furlough cheesecake.
Oh yeah. That's my classmate. It's my classmate.
Took off and it's still going, and you could do it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but before we jump into those 5, and we may have a bonus for you. If you're over here on TikTok, we're going to ask you to do all the prerequisites. Please tap the screen, share the live. Someone who may have been laid off, lost their job, who needs to hear this, please share this. Just hit the share button so they can just listen in and chime in. Same thing.
Can they hear us? Are you sure? They can hear us?
Oh, no.
What? Look at that. Tell you. Thank you. What? It's not on.
Hit it. Can you hear us on TikTok? Give us somebody give me a thumbs up on TikTok.
I guess we need to start all over again, huh? Jeez. We're sorry. We are not organized tonight.
TikTok. We got to apologize to you over here on TikTok. We treating you like a stepchild. Mm. You know what they always say?
No.
It's better to be treated like a stepchild than treated like an orphan. Okay. But
what's the difference? Anyway,
over here on TikTok, we're gonna say it one more time for you. So the rent is due. Going from panic to power. Losing your job can feel like the ground has just disappeared from under you. But here's the truth: you haven't hit rock bottom. You just hit the reset button, mm-hmm. And we're going from we're taking our power back. Okay. So before we jump into it, my name's Frankie P.
I'm Maria P.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. This is going to be a great episode that we're going to get into, and I believe the information that we're going to give could be, for some people, not only life changing but life saving as we go mm-hmm. along with it. But before we jump in, I wanted to just talk about some of the speech that just happened this week. Okay, I was thinking about what we as African Americans, the Black community, what can we do, or what should we be looking forward for? And I just thought about this as far as having a leader. I just thought about
Okay, what speech are we talking about?
The Cory Booker speech that he did on the Senate floor.
The Cory Booker speech.
See,
the 25-hour.
The 25 hour and 4 minutes.
Yes, I applaud him for that. He was tired, but he kept going.
Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. He deserves a hand for that one. Yes, mm-hmm. Yes. And but the things that we were looking as far as one was hope. Cory Booker gave us hope. So we're kind of like we've been scanning around, walking around in the desert, and the next leader of the Democratic Party, I'm imploring you and I'm asking you, if you can do these small little things, I believe that you can change the world. So whoever the next person who's going to lead the Democratic Party, the first thing you need to do is to give our people hope. Cory Booker began to give us hope. Looking back from where we came to where we are going, please give us some hope. Give us some ideas of what we can be doing. I thought about this. Did you know that Canada only has their population is 40 to 41 million people, and they have a whole country. We as African Americans in the United States, our population in the United States is 47 to 48 million people. African Americans, Canadians are 40 to 41 million people, and they are having a whole country. They are able to put together a government. They're able to run a country, and we as African Americans, so this should give us hope that we can run something, that we can literally come together and put something together. So that should be the first step. Give us some hope. Give us some stories. Share with us some examples of how we can move forward. The second thing is a vision. You have to start painting a vision of what it's going to look like when we get out of this Project 25, when the Democrats do take control of the House, of the Senate, of the presidency. You have to put out a vision, not just, we're going to defeat Project 2025 or whatever the case may be. Give us some step by step, which is the third thing, which is a plan. Put an action plan together, put it out there so we can get excited about it. We have 3 years, almost 3.5 years now before. It's about 3.5 years before the next election. Somebody needs to put together a plan. I'm always excited. Frankie P.
I'm sure they're working on that. They're working on putting a plan together.
Well, then
before that, don't forget about general election. Not the
primaries.
Yeah,
Or are you talking about the primary elections?
Whatever's happening next year, 2026.
Oh, the midterms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have to change up who's in the House.
Mm-hmm.
And in Congress, I suppose, and with our voting, because a lot of times we do not vote in those elections. We just think about the president. Is that dog doing something in there?
He's having.
I'll be right back.
The dog is having fun.
I want to be sure.
We're gonna see. Yeah, she's going to check on the animal. Because we have a dog and 2 cats, and
don't tell everybody.
Sometimes they chase each other around the house. As a matter of fact, they may make an appearance on one of these episodes by jumping in our lap. Well, Maria's lap. Jump in her lap and allow me to rub. But let's go into and hop into these. As a matter of fact, and if anybody has any comments, please throw your hand up. And we can come to you, see what your questions may be, and see if we can answer your questions while we're here live. But we're going to go and talk about these 5 different ways, 5 ideas that we believe that you can use that may, especially if you've lost your job. Again, this has probably hit us a little more personally, because we do know friends of ours who are being laid off. We do know friends of ours who are threatened to be laid off. So it hits a little more close to home for us. So this is
something that you can start prior to being laid off. Start thinking about these things. If this happens to you, what have you put in place? Don't wait for it to happen. Do something now. Think about what you can do. Have a plan B.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then okay. Number 5, like I said, we're going to go up from 5 to 1. Number 5 is explore unemployment benefits. Okay, so even though it's probably should be, most people would say it's obvious to go look at unemployment benefits. You may not know you may not have actually thought about it or the process of what it takes to get your unemployment. So go down and look at your unemployment benefits, apply for them, see if you're eligible. To see this again, yeah, he's trying to make a little one. He's trying to make his debut up here in Maria's lap. But look at your unemployment benefits. Search it out online. I guess you can search out put in your state unemployment office. See what Told you.
See, this is our Empower Kitty, our black kitty. This is who this is. Hello. Yes. All right, get down.
Yeah.
Go.
But looking at your unemployment, put it into into the website. New Hampshire unemployment office, Maryland unemployment office, Virginia, West Virginia unemployment office, wherever you are, and just put in an unemployment office and see what type of benefits you are afforded. See if you have the hours that you have to put in to qualify to have them. So you need to, I guess, go through the list and find out if you do qualify for them. So, you want to add something?
No. I mean unemployment.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you look at those things. Have that already out there and researched before it happens. And God forbid it happens, but.
Okay.
Next.
All right. Number four. You can rent or sublet a room in your home. I know that's kind of a iffy thing, especially if you're a female. Thinking about doing that, but I do know several friends that they have. Not only are they renting, but I do know people who are renting rooms themselves. So it's a way to bring in some income that it doesn't. No, come on, we got pee good.
Anyway, yeah, if you have a basement and you have an entrance through that basement, you can do that. I have clients that are actually renting out their basements right now to people. They renovated them completely and they look good, and they are getting top dollar for that basement rental.
Okay.
Did you hit it?
Well, I think I hit invite. If you wanted to come up as a guest, I think I sent the invite.
It'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Hit it again.
So
yeah, and if you need help with that, you can always reach out, send us an email, or send me one directly, and I'll be able to help you put that together, tell you what you need to do, the legality of it, all of that type of thing.
Yeah, because just to say, hey, I'm gonna rent out my room, that might not be something that you could do, right? So you do.
It just depends. You can rent out. You can rent your basement. You can rent a room. Rooms are a little bit different. I don't really. You can rent out a room, but I wish this cat would go somewhere. I'm not in the mood right now. Can't think. Go ahead. What's
all
next?
Right. Number 3. Oh, sell unused items online.
Online, you can have a yard sale, or join a flea market. You can do the online thing, but it's kind of a lot when you're really trying to rush into get things done. But a yard sale, I know it's plenty of folks out there with too much stuff in their house. They don't even wear it. They got shoes, clothes, all kind of things, trinkets around the house. You can make some money. Getting together with a few friends and having a flea market and selling those items, or like Frank said, you can do it online. There are consignment shops online as well, where you'll give them your items and you'll split the funds. So you taking them away?
Yeah, come on.
You split the money.
Come on.
He doesn't want to
There you
go.
go.
Anyway, so that's something that you can do. We're just trying to help. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, this thing. Go through your closet. If you haven't worn it, I'm gonna say in 2 years, because a year you still may be able. But if you haven't worn it in 2 years, definitely seriously consider putting a number on it, putting it online, having a yard sale. One of the ways that we can think about as far as if a person is. This might be a bonus one. If you are struggling with rent, maybe you can't purchase items, and you can have a barter instead of a yard sale. Have a barter sale where the community comes together. You bring out your items, and you could barter. Okay, I have these headphones that I'm not going to use, and you bring me whatever it is. I don't know, but but that's something you can people can start thinking about.
It depends on what your goal is.
Yeah,
if
you're trying to get something without spending money,
right? If you need a product or need an item, and somebody else may have it, you could do a trade.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for money, that flea market, yard sale, online consignment, that's the best thing to do with. And I know a lot of people with a lot of clothes, and
clothes,
and
yes,
things that it's just piling up, and they need to get rid of it.
What did the young boy say? He said he was 7 years old, and at 7 years old, he went out and he got all his toys, put them in a little box, and he did the square.
Went around knocking on doors and see if anybody wanted to
see if to make a donation, sell his toys. And at the end of the day, he came up with a little bit over $13. So he came back home with a little over $13. So
yeah, that was his first shot at entrepreneurship, but it worked. He was thinking. A lot of times that's a part of the problem. We sit there and we go, what are we going to do? We don't. Our imagination is being stymied by all this stuff we see on YouTube and TikTok. But it's time to get creative. It's time to figure out how to get some money in your pocket without depending on somebody else or a job. And we need to continue to think that way even after things prayerfully go back to normal or some type of normalcy. Always have a plan B. That's what Jasmine Crockett said. Have a plan B, y'all.
I want to give a shout out to Reich. You were invited. You joined through a share. Hey, appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Just want to give you a shout out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go to number 2. Contact your landlord or your mortgage company.
Mm-hmm. Don't just sit there going, what am I going to do? And you don't do anything. And the next thing you know, you're 3 months behind and you're getting letters from them and they're calling you. No, call them first and let them know what's going on. Hey, I've been paying on time every month. I'm in a situation. I may have a month or two to pay, but I need to have these payments. This is with the mortgage company. I need to put these payments on the back end of my loan. Is that possible? Because not all mortgage companies are going to do it, but they understand what's happening out here, and they would rather work with you than take your home. But you have to talk to them, and you have to get them to agree to let you put those payments on the back. And what happens with those payments, you don't have to pay them. They kind of do what's like a second trust.
Yes.
And when you go to sell the house at that time, which could be 30 years from now, 20 years from now.
But you're not making any payments.
Right. You're not making any payments on it. They're giving you some time to get yourself together by putting those payments on the end. And they will send you a notification as to how much this second lien is going to be.
On your property.
Yeah, they put a lien on it. And then at the time of the sale, you just got to remember, hey, I didn't pay my mortgage for a year, so I'm going to have this second lien on the property, and that's going to bring the amount of money that I'm going to receive at that time down by that amount. But it's a saving grace for a period of time like this. And with rental assistance, they have the PG County has rental assistance. You can go to them and they will ask you for certain documents. I think at this, you have to have like notification from the courts now. They don't just give money like they did during the pandemic. You have to have a notification from the court. So you may want to talk to your landlord and say, go ahead and file this case for me so that I can have my paperwork and I can go ahead and try to get this rent money for you.
If you want to look out the number to look for rental assistance, it's 211.org. It's 211.org, and you could maybe find someone in your area to help you with rental assistance.
Yeah, but don't just sit there and do nothing, trying to avoid and not calling or not answering the phone when the mortgage company calls. Don't do that.
Well, and here's why, especially if you're in the middle of and you've just been laid off from the government, then if you don't make your payments, it will affect your credit, or definitely could affect your credit. And so now, and you know, if you're in a government job, in a government position, one of the things that they're going to look at, a lot of things, your insurance company is going to look at your credit score. If your credit score goes down, your insurance rates could go up. Your credit card company is going to look at your credit scores. If your credit score goes down because you're not making those payments and you haven't spoken to them about making some type of arrangement, your credit score goes down, your payment goes up, but you don't have any money. If you're trying to get another job, and you need some type of clearance, a lot of government workers have clearances, and clearances are demanded. And then some jobs that you just can't get unless you have decent credit. So if your credit goes down, even due to you being laid off, now you're putting yourself in a weaker situation that you have to explain. You don't want to have to be in a position where you're explaining on why your credit is low and why you should be entrusted with the job that you're putting in. So you're going to already be going behind the 8 ball going into it, asking. We're dealing with this elimination of DEI. So who knows even if you will get an opportunity. So we want to make sure we're pristine. Again, what our parents used to tell us, we have to be twice as good to get half as much. So let's make sure that everything is put in order. We do everything what they say in decency and order. You can be above reproach when you're putting in your application, and it's like, well, it's a real good application. We like this, but we don't know if we can trust you because your credit score is 580 or 610.
Well, it just depends. Not everybody's looking at your credit score.
But to get into some of those government jobs.
Well, they what government job? They taking them all away. What you talking about? They got to go to private industry now. But I'm sure private industry is going to do the same thing. But let's go back a minute. When we say contact your mortgage company or contact your landlord, your mortgage company is not going to put that on your credit. If you contact them, okay, it's going to be like a hold. It'll be a hold for a period of time. You tell them how long you think, or you check back in with them. Now with the FTP, unfortunately, that's going to go. What
is FTP? A
failure to pay rent.
Okay.
With a failure to pay rent
She's
case,
a professional.
that will end up on your it doesn't end up on your credit, but it ends up on your rent
history.
Yeah, your rent history with the courts. But you can explain it, okay? Especially I know when we look at applications and we look at credit reports and we see that there's a judgment or something, if it has a zero balance, then and we see your credit, you got great credit, but then this happened. We don't just say throw them to the wind. No, we try to do the research on your credit application to see what could have possibly happened or what period of time was it, so that we can give you a shot. Okay, so I would say if you get in this situation where you need rental assistance and you have to ask your landlord, whatever, and you have to ask your landlord to take you to court in order for you to get this rental assistance, definitely when you go to apply somewhere else, if it comes to that you write a letter. Okay, so you got to do your due diligence. You can't just hope that they won't look at it or it won't show up on your credit, because it's going to show up.
It's going to show up
when the application is processed. Okay, but it should not. Your mortgage company should not put anything on your credit. But what did you say last week? We're random people on YouTube.
We're just a random couple on YouTube.
So when you talk to your mortgage company, you ask them what their guidelines are, and they'll tell you.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, I was listening to the BS of Entrepreneurship podcast. They were talking about blacking out the fourth. They had this movement, and what's his name again? Frank. Where is it? Somebody pull the video up so we can show the judge.
This is your fault. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Man, I love this every week. I love our time together every week. All right. So you can put some, please, I'm asking you, subscribe, share this, because this is the only way that we're going to continue to get this thing to grow. We're going to show up and do our part. We're just going to ask you to do your part, share. So someone actually was over here doing it because they were brought in from a share. Thank you. And number one, turn some of your current skills into some income. Turn your current skills into income.
You know, I talked to one of my girlfriends. She called me and she told me she got laid off, and I was like, "What?" So anyway, I went over to her house and I sent her this video, and I said, "Look, this is something that I'm thinking about doing in my own business. Here, you can do this." I said, "I know whatever job you were doing in the government, you were an expert at that job. How can you come outside of the government and use some of those skills for something that you could do yourself and sell this opportunity to somebody else?" So we got to talking, and she says, "Well, you know, I've been in the travel industry, and that's what I help people." She was more in an administrative position, and now she's a supervisor in that position. But they help people, send people all over the world, and they do all of their documents and make sure that they have their visas and all that kind of stuff. So she was saying, I could use this skill, and I'm like, yeah, you can, because there's a lot of people that would be looking for help. Just regular travelers. What do I need? How do I get a visa? What happens if I get stuck over in, I don't know, South Africa with Elon Musk?
Pakistan.
Am I going to be able to get back? But, so everybody has a skill, whether it's in the food industry, what do you call it? Crafts. There's a lot of people out here that do crafts, and
I'm gonna tell you what you could do is just come in and just have a prompt and put it into ChatGPT for some assistance.
Yeah.
The top 50 questions that, if you're traveling and you need to top 50 questions people getting a visa would need to know. And then all she has to do is make a 5 or 10 minute video about each one. They'll give you the topic. They'll tell you, if you want to break down.
She's trying to make money, so she don't want to do videos.
Well, but because she has to build up some type of some type of clientele who wants to come to us. So you have to give the information, and then they'll say, "Oh, she know what she's talking about. Now let me talk to her about the other questions." Because as soon as you give one question, 3 or 4 more questions are going to pop in your mind that you're not going to have the answer to, or you're not going to be sure. So now you need to book a call with her, because she has all of the information. So you don't. What did they tell you? They say you tell them on all of your videos. You tell them what to do, but then you pay them on how to do it. Okay.
They pay you.
They pay you on right. Yeah. You tell them for free what to do. You tell them for free all day long. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. But specifically, step by step, how to do it or done for you, now they need to pay you. So there you go. All right. So if does anybody have any questions? No?
You didn't even give them a chance to ask a question.
All right,
we would love to hear from you if you do have a question, or you have a Black-owned business that you want us to.
Yeah. So this week, we wanted to tell you about. So as we begin to land this plane, we wanted to share with you the Black-owned business that we visited this week, and it was the ice cream shop. Now, this shop is in Temple Hills, Maryland, and I feel bad. After I interviewed them, they have been there for 24 to 25 years. And I had not been in.
I've been there.
Ice cream parlor.
I've been there.
I had never been into the ice cream parlor, and they have been in the community for 25 years. They were sharing with us some of the great things that they would do with the community, with some of the kids as they were coming up. Because if anybody, you can remember when you were a kid, you would just chase the ice cream truck. Bling, 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 bling.
Don't start.
Okay. She don't. Because I was going into names. She said, "Don't start rambling and telling stories." See, I'm a storyteller. I love to tell. But if you want to hear the story, y'all come talk to me later, and I'll share with you.
Anyway, talk about who owns it. Come on.
Yeah, they've been in business for 20, I think it's 24, 25 years. When I went up there, the niece, she was working there, so it's a family oriented business. They're very impressionable. They take care of you like no one has. When we went in there, we had a sundae. It was a 3-scoop sundae, and it was the best ice cream that I've had in years. So
Even better than Cold Stone?
Oh, don't even mention them. Don't.
That's because Cold
blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy. She's saying
the
blasphemy.
price has gone up ridiculously. I got a like it. That thing was $9.
We spent $20 for little two things.
Yeah, one scoop of ice cream was $9 at Cold Stones, and I know that they put all that stuff in there, but I just can't. I just can't pay that kind of money.
I just hope that they enjoy that $20 because that's gonna be the last $20 they get. From me.
So anyway, we were craving some sweets the other day, and I said we got to find another ice cream parlor. Then I said, put in ice cream parlors. Black owned ice cream near me. And we found them. It's right up there in Marlow Heights. It's a decent little shop. They were very, like he said, accommodating, very friendly. Wasn't any attitudes. And it was getting close to closing time.
The customer service was great.
And I got a 3-scoop. I'm ashamed to say it. I got a 3-scoop sundae
we
too
both did.
with fudge, caramel, whipped cream, cherries, and they have a lot of different flavors. So if you're ever out there in the Marlow Heights area, it's in the shopping center next to Iverson Mall, where the movie theater is, the $5.99
$5.99 movie theater.
Yeah, but we were happy to find it and happy to interview them and get them out there. So that's who we visited this week.
And if you guys have any ideas of what someone could do, please share within the comments, because if you have that information, the more people that we can get that information to, because we don't have all the answers. We're just trying to locate the information that we can and then just share it with you. Okay, that's what we're attempting to do. Let me let you know as far as Blackout the 4th. We already know what's happening with the Blackout the 4th. On July 4th, we're blacking out. We're spending no money on July 4th. On July 3rd, we are target-based spending. We're target-based spending on July 3rd. And we're spending with Black or allied businesses. We're encouraging you to research Black businesses in your area.
You can start today.
You can start.
Don't wait till the 4th.
Or allied business. Because some businesses aren't Black-owned, but they'll say Black... What was the word?
Identifies as Black.
Identifies as Black.
If you Google Black-owned businesses in my area or markets, I think last week we did Oasis. But there's also Brown's Market here in Forestville. They're more on the health food side. They have a lot of different teas, herbs, oils. They have processed foods like packaged foods, chips, and things like that. They have pastas. So if you're in the area, Forestville, stop in Brown's Market. If you're down in India Head or just want to go down there and see this really nice market. It's Oasis Market.
We'll showcase Brown's. I think ice cream is being showcased this week, and Brown's showcase.
Is he trying to cut me off?
Next week.
He don't want me to tell all the secrets. Okay. So who was it? How many have we done so far?
We've done 3.
Who were they?
Oasis, Brown's Market, and the ice cream shop.
Not today. I'm talking about. We went somewhere else. Somebody's before Oasis.
Where did we go?
I don't remember. We'll have a list. It's gonna be right next time, just to remind everybody.
Well, last week we went to Cass because we had to get our daughters prom.
Yeah, Cass Flanagan.
Yeah, we had to Kenny Cass collect. I think it's Cass
Collections.
Cass Collection is what his company is. So, but we're going to get out of here. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas, please feel free. to put it in the comments, reach out to us. We're going to ask you to go over to Blackout the 4th to take the pledge. And when you're taking the pledge to spend your money with value-based spending. That's going to be on the 4th of each month. Okay, on the 3rd of July, it's going to be because the 4th of July is a holiday. But on the 4th of each month, we're asking you to target base spend with Black or allied businesses. Again, the business doesn't have to be a brick and mortar. It can be an online business. It could be a business. It could be a business like us, a business where you're a podcaster, your favorite podcaster, whatever that business is. It could be going out and as I was doing one of the commercials, you know the guys on the street, they coming up. My man, he has his oil. He had his oil around had his oil little belt on, pulling them out, and he had socks. His name was Bo. He says, "My name is Bo, B to the O."
But he's out there hustling and working.
He's out there making it happen. So there's other opportunities. As your money gets back, you can maybe even go in the store. We were looking at some companies overseas that they had some shirts where you could buy some shirts like this for $2 or $3. They had a minimum quantity that you had to order, but you could buy a shirt like this, $2 or $3, put a logo on it. With a print press, that might cost you $5 or $10. So for $7, you made a shirt, and you can sell this shirt for $25.
Yep.
We're just trying to give you different ways and different options of thinking, different ways of thinking.
Yeah, because we got to start. Who knows where we're going? Okay, but everybody has something to offer, and everybody should have a side hustle. Okay. Something that you do, something that you can do to make some money, because we just don't know where we're headed at this point. At least I don't. I don't know where we're going. I just know that I got to have a plan B. So we're working on it every day.
Yeah. So if this episode has been of any value to you, please make sure you like it, you share it, you subscribe, and leave a comment. And most importantly, go over to www.blackout4th, take the pledge, and make sure that we as a community begin to utilize the power that we have, which are our vote and our money, our vote and our money, and to move that forward so we can start to make changes that we would like to see in our community. Mm-hmm. So, Shaquan and Frankie P.
Maria P.
And remember, when you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, even if you have lost your job, you have the power to move forward. Begin to think. Utilize your mind of other options that you have. And guess what's going to happen, guys? You're going to change your life. Peace. Thank you, TikTok. You don't stop.